Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, you're listening to World Combat Sports. This is my second live today, and I just thought to pull up and do it anyway. I was going to wait for tomorrow, but got stuff popping. So I had to engage and talk to my supporters, man, and see what their input was. So for me, with this particular live, I'm definitely going to drop the link in there. Because I want all the ones who love boxing, who love MMA, I want to hear what you got to say, shawty. And like always, you might get one or two sprinkles to drop in. It's all good. But somebody told me that October is some power moves going on in October. Now, the fight that is in question, Justin Gaethje and Khabib Nurmagomedov, was scheduled on the same day as Leo Santa Cruz and Gervonta Davis. Now, I often sit back and sip on a glass of wine and just giggle for no reason when I hear individuals saying that World Combat Sports is not a boxing channel, so we really don't fuck with him. He like that MMA shit. Well, hey, now you getting to understand as to why I support one sport, and then I support the other sport, and the next sport after that, and the next sport after that, because it's always good to have a heavier basket to home in your education about combat sports. And right now, word on the street is that boxing isn't trying to compete with Justin Gaethje, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Of course, they can't. They can't. Understand what I'm talking about. They can't. SB90 in the building. What's good? Same to you, OG. What's good? Boxing may try to put on some fights. And there may be some that slip through the cracks, y'all. But I'm telling you, they know and understand which ones they want to go for. And no one's going to convince me that Leo Santa Cruz and Tank Davis is going to compete with Gaethje Nurmagomedov. They will spank them too. And as I made a live long time ago, I was explaining to you all about how the UFC is building up. They're building up locations, LOCs as I call them, all over the place. They building up these big ass training centers. Man, they placing themselves in different countries. UFC is not mixed martial arts. UFC is a promotion that promotes mixed martial arts. But what they've been able to do with the numbers is just incredible. More people are tuning in. More people are competing in the sport. And now the numbers are looking way better than boxing. How can you compete when you only have 4 or 5 fights on the card? And you saying to yourself, somebody told me, but they just weren't trying to understand my logic, right? They say, look, boxing has 10 rounds, 3 minutes apiece. I say, so let's do the math. Let's kick it back into middle school, like I'm saying, you do the math. 3 times 10 equals 30 minutes, right? Okay, 30 minutes, right? All right. So therefore, if you are in a championship or a co-main event, you fight 5 rounds, 5 minutes apiece. So that's 25 minutes right there. So in reality, that's 5 minutes less than a 10-round fight. So therefore, you can only look at it like 5 rounds is 5 rounds less than the boxing at this point in time. Now you add up the minutes, it comes 5 minutes less than the 30 minutes that we calculated up in boxing with 3 minutes per 10 rounds. But if you separate, the little extra 5 minutes, it's only one more round. One more round and a half, give or take, kick a bucket. So it's close. You'd rather, have shorter rounds, go to the corner, get your ice, chill, get ready to come back out, or fight 5-minute rounds. Much, much tougher, right? To be in there for 5 freaking minutes, fighting for your life, trying to stay competent, try to stay coherent, try to stay defensive, elusive enough not to get your ass knocked out, or better yet, yourself be able to apply offense that's applicable to your fight strategy. But people, there are names that are popping up because of the protocol for which UFC does business. The UFC does not discard fighters like they're trash and empty bottles. They recycle them and keep on putting them on cards, and people tune into them regardless if they have multiple losses anyway. They still tune in to see them. It's fighters over there, man, like Alistair Overeem. He has a freaking unbelievable record to his combat sports career. Unbelievable portfolio. Unfreaking believable. This man has been knocked out, highlight reel, by Francis Ngannou. Had his lips split open by Jorginho Rosenstruck. He's been on the end of some very brutal fights, but also he had his share of wins also. But my point is, leading up to this October 24th date, the UFC is trying to make boxing, in a sense, bow down because they're putting on 10 to 12 fights on a card. And then, instead of people kind of really learning, because when it comes down to mixed martial arts, right, you're going to learn something because everybody's all-around skill game is different. You have to put the pieces together on what you're looking at. In order for you to do that, you have to watch it. You have to go to a gym. You have to really study what the fuck you're looking at, right? But for boxing, we know it's boxing. We know it's hand. It's hand. The only use of weapons is that of your left and right hand. Therefore, you strike the allowable body that's above the abdominal, the abdominal protector, on up to the top of the head. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the way it works. But there's some people out here that's upset that Leo Santa Cruz and Gervonta Davis may not happen. It may be squeezed out due to the numbers that the Charlo did. And see, it's still time, people, for those of you that understand you can cover boxing and MMA at the same time. You can. You just have to get with the ones who's willing to discuss the mixed martial arts with you so it can be conducive. Something that you can sustain. That's all. You don't have to, don't support the channel because I talk mixed martial arts and boxing all the time, bro. It's fun. If I just cover boxing, man, god damn, my shit'd be nice. But to cover boxing and MMA, to cross thread, to see what's going on in two different lanes of combat sports is tough. And Gervonta Davis and Leo Santa Cruz finding out they're multi-division champions, but you being shut out by just one champion. Khabib has been a champion in one division. His challenger is not even a champion. His challenger has only 2 losses, but yeah, he was champion in the neighboring division, but he's not a champion in the UFC. But their names, though, there's so many people that know their names. They know the Khabib, the Nurmagomedov, and the Justin Highlight Gaethje. Khabib, the Eagle, the Nurmagomedov, Justin Highlight Gaethje. That main event, along with a pretty decent main card, will definitely deplete from the PPV numbers if boxing wanted to go head up with the UFC on that day. It'll be ill-advised, in my opinion. Hype to Beast, what's good? He said the politics is going to kill boxing. You ain't never lied on that, man. Politics been killing boxing, my brother. It's been killing boxing. Now they're in a process where we're coming out of COVID slowly but surely, but yet the game is changed a lot because the UFC was first off the blocks. But see, UFC has a lot of other avenues that they were showing people that they can make outside of boxing. Just putting on some training wheels and throwing 3 or 4 fights on a card. This is a sport who was here long before the UFC even was regulated. Boxing was around, so why aren't they better prepared during a time like the pandemic to allow a competing neighboring sport to be excelling at the wrong fucking time? You're allowing boxing to take the back seat? Did y'all not see what happened to Canelo? Wasn't it Jorge Masvidal and Nate Diaz? Who does that? Look, check this out. Canelo is supposed to be the one that's making all the money. But then, do you believe that Conor McGregor, could he have done that? I don't know. Like, they had Canelo Alvarez and Sergey Kovalev, right? Just wait. That was a telltale sign right there, people. That was a telltale sign that mixed martial arts has reached a new height of notoriety. That was a telltale sign. I have conversation with people all the time, right? And then they just tell me, "Oh, I don't want to fuck with MMA. I'll listen to you talk about MMA." I said, "Okay, cool. If you listen to me talk about mixed martial arts, cool. That's all I need. But you yourself have to be a little bit more on the side of, just making a commitment to visit mixed martial arts on a regular basis. Not just once a month. Because in order for you to like mixed martial arts, you have to start learning about some of the fighters that's either at the top or on their way to the top. Because if you don't, you're going to miss some fights that are very good up-and-coming athletes. And you're going to mix them perform in some pretty good fights because you just don't know who the fuck they are. And plus, you have to learn what you're looking at. Not just when a person is kicked, punched, or maybe an elbow. You definitely have to learn that it's more to the language when a fighter gets taken down to the ground. What exactly is transpiring? What is the action? What is the system? What is the process for which they're trying to end the fight? How are they planning on transition to dominant position? What is their level of BJJ? What is their background? Are they a wrestler? It's just so much to think about. And it's amazing, man. It's like an encyclopedia of combat sports. But now, in the pandemic rollout, the aftermath is absolutely brutish. Man, I love boxing. But when it comes to the brigade that the UFC have to stack a main event, they have some names that they're promoting the right way and putting out here consistently and get people to know who they are to the point where people start tuning in. Now, what I don't understand is, like, when there's a boxing and MMA, some of these media segues, they'll put the UFC fight up there just for views. I feel like that's just absolutely what you call bullshit. Because you put in the actual main event of the UFC card, but you're not saying anything about the fight itself. You're not even respecting the game enough to go through an entire card because you don't think the people on your panel is gonna like the fight. You just want people to click on there as clickbait, and you're not even talking about the damn mixed martial arts card. Anybody. If we have a mixed martial arts card and you want to come over here, I'll tell you whatever you choose to know. Whatever you choose to know. I'm not going to be talking about a dice game on 4th Street. We're not going to be talking about they have a new type of theater popcorn coming back to the stores just because theaters are now opening up. You know, I just can't wait to see this new movie. Talking about a fighter that's out of the sport, retired. They caught COVID. You have to, if you're going to put a mixed martial arts bout up there, you have to goddamn talk about the fight, man. Do it some justice. Just don't put it up there as a thumbnail just so people can click on and think they're watching martial arts. And then it's like nothing. Y'all should be aware of what my thumbnail consists of, man. Let me put it back up for you. Let me put this thumbnail back up. Because this shit is absolutely real. This shit is absolutely real, y'all. Mixed martial arts versus boxing. Mixed martial arts is doing grand things right now moving forward. Both of these fights scheduled October 24, PPV. You think Gervonta Davis and Leo Santa Cruz will exceed the numbers of that of Khabib? Khabib? The same one that shut down Conor McGregor? Same one that shut down Dustin Poirier? Michael Johnson? Edson Barbosa? The man is 28-0 in there with the toughest fighter after coming out. Look at the momentum that this fight card has. Justin Gaethje is coming out of defeating Tony Ferguson, stopping him in the 4th round in a relentless counterattack, full all-out assault from both. But the more accurate, surgical, I'm talking about target etiquette, was that of Justin Gaethje. He did such a superb job in using his angles to land his punches, man. And he cut the shit out of Tony Ferguson. You take the momentum of that fight, leading into Khabib's last fight. And Khabib's dad's passing, rest in peace. It's a lot riding on this fight, man. And unfortunately for me, for five rounds, if you don't know how that all works out for Khabib, he is that freaking Kodiak bear, man. It's just like Justin Gaethje has a piece of steak tied around his neck. And there's been wildfires and the bear haven't eaten in 3, 4, 5 weeks. And they just happen to see freaking Justin Gaethje walking through this path trying to get back to his car. But He just skinned another animal, so he got that fresh meat hanging off his back. And that bear has been tracking him. That's exactly what Khabib is going to do. He's going to track Justin Gaethje. He's going to track those hips until he's able to get the takedown. It's up to Justin Gaethje to stop it. It's up to Justin Gaethje to stuff it. And not only does he stuff it, he needs to make sure if he does hit the ground, his legs are out of danger to be fully mounted. Because first thing, Khabib is absolutely an elite accounting of is collecting legs. Time he hits the ground, it's automatic, natural. He scoops up the leg, put that triangle, scoops up both legs, straightens them out, extends them so his opponent is unable to move. Climb up the ladder, get closer to the top half of the frame of his prey. And in the meanwhile, he will reach around the back of his opponent. He will reach past the left arm of his opponent and grab their right arm, and he would restrict that arm. In the process of leaning on his opponent, he will punch with his left hand. He will reach around them, around the back, and has wrist control of their right arm and leave only their left hand free. By then, he's already on top of them, trying to beat them into submission and ask them, "Who is your supreme being? Pray to them now, my brother. Pray to them now, my brother. I am walking home with this belt, brother. I mean you, no death, but I will give you harm. I will. I will make sure you bleed, brother. I will make sure you feel pain, unlike any level before. So for me, I ask you, do you want more? Do you want to quit? Just tell the ref, do you want to quit, brother? That's all I want, brother." That's Khabib. They call it the Dagestani something. I forgot what it was. God damn it! When these guys get you on your back, on your side, they reach around and restrict your far hand so you cannot post up. That's what I'm telling you all. I know what I'm looking at. Most of what I'm looking at. Sometimes I can tell you what they're trying to do, what position they're trying to move into that's better, what they need to do. Not just with Khabib, that's just for anybody that's going through any type of striking or ground game. I study this shit video after video. Go to the schools. Every time I go to a school, I don't put pictures up. I'm really hoping to be in this no-gi. Go to the school for this no-gi class this weekend. I'm really hoping to drop through there and get some more schooling, because jiu-jitsu is the muddy flats and it's a phenomenal art of combat. A phenomenal art. Jiu-jitsu. You put your kids in jiu-jitsu, it'll change their lives, man. Because they're not worried about getting taken down to the ground. And if they do, whoever's taking them to the ground, they better call their motherfucking parents on speed dial. Because once they go to sleep, they're not going to be able to dial the phone. I'm telling you, man, kids get slept quicker than anybody. Throw all them punches. Once they get in on your hips and feel safe, they put the outside trip on you, come down and start implementing the system. Make sure the legs are clear. Work for side control. Once you got side control, you stabilize your opponent. Work for a dominant position. Once you get into a dominant position, whether it be side control, restricting the arms, or top mount. Once on top mount, it's plenty and several submissions that you can apply. But the submission that's going on right now is Liv Santa Cruz and Gervonta Davis. They're being forced to fight potentially at the end of October. The only other fight date they really couldn't fuck with was Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko. They wouldn't want to put on a big fight with them because the two of those names mesh well together for PPV. You have too many fans that are gonna tune in regardless of what the UFC is talking about. Now, for everybody else, this is real life. This is real life. L-Dub in the building was good. Philosophy salute. Boxing in a bad state if they had to reschedule to do a UFC fight. Yeah, man. Some of these guys who are champions, some of these individuals who consider themselves a big name in the sport of boxing, they're finding out that the moonwalk is real in boxing. They're finding out that certain names in a sport that they don't even really, like if they don't have a popular name like Conor McGregor or, Israel Adesanya, DC, some popular name, they don't really take any consideration. They don't care. But when your fight is being rescheduled because Khabib Nurmagomedov, the lightweight champion, and Justin Gaethje, who doesn't have a belt, he's challenging, is reining in more notoriety to two champions, legitimate champions. Tank Davis and Leo Santa Cruz is two legitimate champions. Leo Santa Cruz is a 4-division champion. None of these guys in the UFC are 4-division nothing. You got 1-division champion in lightweight, and you got another guy who's aiming to be a champion. So you have a total of 6 divisions between Davis and Leo Santa Cruz, 6 divisions when it comes to the chip, and 1 division when it comes to mixed martial arts, and you don't see a concern in that shit. That's a motherfucking concern for me. I'm not gonna lie to you people. I'm being all honest. Genuinely honest. Boxing may not feel that they still have to be concerned about the UFC, Bellator, PFL, but you should. And more y'all media segues that's not covering mixed martial arts. We should. And it would be great if we got together and cover mixed martial arts instead of, those who cover boxing primarily act like they can't break their character and come over and talk mixed martial arts. Because listen, it takes more than knowing the names of the fighters now. It takes more than that. You need to know some history of fighters that they fought. You need to know what their strengths and weaknesses are. You need to know what this bout, this particular matchup, how important is it to that division? You know how boxing, somebody wins in the division and you don't know what the fuck it means to the division? We don't have a clue what's going to happen. Perfect example, Errol Spence, Danny Garcia. Errol Spence beat Danny Garcia. We don't know what it means for the division. We're not talking about him facing Sean Porter. We're talking about for the division. What does it mean for the division as a whole? With the UFC, this fight right here, the lightweight, there's one belt for the division. And if Justin Gaethje defeats Khabib Nurmagomedov, it will be his first loss, and it will be one of the biggest upsets in UFC history. Period. That's why people are going to be tuned in, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be honest with you right now. I was going to cover the Gaethje fight, period. If 5 people showed up, all good. But I was going to cover the Gaethje fight. People, they could have went over there and looked at the Leo Santa Cruz and Gervonta. I was going to cover the Gaethje fight because that shit is just going to be on a whole entire another level of freaking mayhem. These two styles in mixed martial arts is a blessing for us to see. Because you have Justin Gaethje, who was clean in the WSOF. Champion, had some wars, just like Michael Chandler and a lot of other people that got the call up. He was finally able to come over here. Not so much Ben Askren though. He came up in a trade. But you have fighters that they say, damn, I wonder when they're gonna get the call up to the UFC. Well, shit. That was the same way with Justin Gaethje. He finally got the call up. He said, Dana, I want the toughest motherfuckers on the roster, baby. Get at me. He did. Justin Gaethje went through the storm fighting the same way he did outside the UFC, and he found out it didn't work. Not that he couldn't fight, it's just the fighters over here have a more technical curriculum to the way they hand out their offensive delegation, man. They have to understand that, on this level of the UFC, man, a lot of these guys have good camps. Not to say outside they don't. Outside the neighbor organization they don't. But a lot of these guys have those camps that has dealt with a lot of UFC stars that are that are previous UFC stars that's now trainers. I'm pretty sure it's like that outside too, but the level of experience and the wealth of knowledge that one can get, and plus, these schools are growing too. They're growing. The UFC schools are growing. So, when Justin Gaethje came over here and faced Dustin Poirier and Eddie Alvarez, he just left it all in there, man. He went out on the shield, man. In some moments, it was just banzai for Justin Gaethje. He tucked his head. He was getting obliterated. He was taking incoming, and he still was trying to walk forward. No shield up, nothing. Still trying to goddamn fire off shots. That's not how you win a war. That's how you build up your casualties, though. If he even wanted to think about resetting and gathering himself and then re-engage, cool. But just don't go in there with some guys like Dustin Poirier and Eddie Alvarez that has pretty decent hands. He went back to the gym, revised himself. Once again, James Vick was talking that shit, saying, Justin Gaethje took too much punishment, slurring his speech. He an idiot and this, that, and Justin Gaethje knocked him out in one round. And then, he was able to get a couple more fights on his winning streak. And the most notable, best one of his career was Tony Ferguson, where Tony Ferguson haven't lost in quite some time, man, since 2012. Tony Ferguson haven't lost since 2012, man. He went in there and freaking it was on point, man. It was some classic shit going on. The boxing of Justin Gaethje had improved tremendously. I cannot commend him enough and his team for dialing him back, reteaching, remediation, and somehow in between that, get his mind right. Allow him not to be able to just lose control when the heat of the battle really starts to touch him up. When he feels that, he's not landing the amount of punches he would like to. Just calm him down. Stay composed. You know what I'm saying? Even though you are in a hell of a fight. Because Justin Gaethje would just dump everything out the window. and just throw hands. He'll be taking punches, slowing down. He'll still be welling shots with his chin down. He just don't know what he's doing. He's just trying to stay active and relevant, and he get fucked up. So he only has 2 losses to his record. You know what I'm saying? He only has 2 losses to his record, man. But he's one of my favorite fighters, man. I respect the shit out of Justin Gaethje. You know, I know for a fact he has better boxing than Khabib Nurmagomedov. But when it comes to the Eagle, Sambo practitioner, our big question for those who cover the sport of mixed martial arts is, or does Justin Gaethje takedown defense have a secret lining to it? Because a lot of us have not seen it. And will we be able to see it with Khabib Nurmagomedov? The dude is a mercenary on the ground, man. He doesn't stop. Dude is very, very infectious when it comes to his relenting pressure. He will stay close to you in the worst way. And if he's not able to tie you up on this side, he's going to try that side. He's going to try the top to the bottom. He used 100% of the body to work towards getting that submission. Internal to that transitioning or advancement, once he has you on the ground, he will be landing shots periodically. That's only a part of it. Because a lot of what Khabib does is punch and punish his opponent. I'm not saying that he's playing with his food, but in my opinion, it's sometimes he can just go for a submission because it's there. But Khabib would just really soften up the meat a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He just tenderized the meat. And then once he tenderized the meat and he sees you are in capitulation, he therefore changes. He transitioned to the out, to the closer, to the remedy of submission. And when he applied, it's pretty damn strong. Khabib's submission is pretty damn strong. He subbed out Conor McGregor in 4, and then he subbed out freaking Dustin Poirier in 3. And he subbed out plenty other people. The man's submission game is on point, but you know, one plus that I like about Khabib, he just don't go straight for a submission when he gets you down on the ground. He likes to restrict and organize. You know what I'm saying? He likes to basically construct his opponent the way he wants them to be on the ground. He wants to place you in a position where he can do the most damage. It's going to be unpleasant for you, but pretty much for him is all he ever wished for. All Khabib ever wished for. He loves to see his handiwork. He doesn't sit and admire it. He just knows what's going on at a high level, to the point where you will find yourself stationary on the ground with Khabib on top. All this time you're trying to say, how am I going to frame up? Before I can frame up, I have to retrieve my far right arm. How am I going to do that? I have to start making adjustments. I have to work my hips. I have to start working my feet. He has my feet scooped in and tied up. I really have to start working for a better position in order to find a base. If you cannot post up with your hand, where you have to find a way to shrimp out with your hips or something like that, and try to post with your feet. You know, you have 2 hands, you have 2 feet. Of course, you know, you got to find a way to post up. And I've seen people post up with their hands restricted and make it back to their feet. It wasn't without punishment, but they was able to do it. That's just fact, man. What's going on, King Mitch? Salute, D Hodges. What's good? V-Town Boxing said, "Do you mean stumping? There ain't no such word as stumping, bro." I'm not sure what you mean by stumping. You know, on I'm not sure what you mean by stumping or stumping, because if you're trying to basically, you know, scrutinize interpretation for which you interpreted just fine to the point where you had to write out both spellings and pronunciations. You know what I'm saying? So being that I've already completed my college degree, and YouTube is not a college in itself, and if it is, it's not accredited. Let's get that understood. But appreciate you stopping in and with all the critique and verbiage. It wasn't a cacology or a botology or anacaluthia. You know what I'm saying? I just, people write slang on here all the time. Stomping, still the same thing. All right? Don't let me get started. But this is where we at, man. Boxing is in trouble. Boxing is in trouble, y'all. I am surprised. Let me see. Let me take this back now. Hold up. I'm about to find something out right now. You know what I'm saying? Hold up for a second. Hold up. Let me clear my throat. So, okay. All right. All right. So they picking and choosing. Okay. Okay. Okay, so they picking and choosing. All right. Errol Spence and Danny Garcia is in November. So they skipped over that because it's just too big of names to fuck with. The only individuals that can really fuck with that is too short of them to return without a proper camp. Oh, is it? Let me see. No, it's kind of tight. But in order for the UFC to be able to fuck with Errol Spence and Danny Garcia on that night, and it would be such a power move on Dana White's part, it will have to be something to the extent of Israel Adesanya versus John Jones. It will be all or nothing to kind of scoop up and go head to head with Errol Spence, because that fight right there would be the only matchup, in my opinion, that can go head up with Danny Garcia and Errol Spence. Only if Israel Adesanya moved up to light heavyweight and John Jones dropped back down to light heavyweight, and those two was in a super fight. Even if the fight was at a catchweight, it would still bring in crazy numbers of viewers to check this fight out. Who else could make it happen? It cannot be Conor McGregor, because he's been losing. Though he had a 40-second win against the Cowboy Cerrone, nobody that he can. I'm not sure it's nobody that gives that excitement to bring in the PPV numbers. Who else in there? Who else could make this happen? It couldn't be DC John Jones 3. That's kind of fizzled out a bit. That's kind of fizzled out big time. Who else? Could have been Kamaru Usman. You know what I'm saying? It's just not going to happen with PPV with him. It would have to be, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The only fight that can potentially be, it could be none of the women. They will have to be on the undercard, and it will have to be champion versus champion. Amanda Nunes versus Valentina Shevchenko, or Wally Zhang versus Valentina Shevchenko, or Rose Namajunas versus Wally Zhang, or Amanda Nunes. I can't find out who can compete with her, but this is what I'm trying to say. If they really wanted to come out the pocket and pay John Jones to return to fight Israel Adesanya, it's September, and that fight in November they could. They have to pay them a whole lot of money because it's like it's literally October, so they would have less than an 8-week training camp to step back in there. And Adesanya just finished a training camp, and John been out the sport lifting weights for heavyweight. So okay, that's a far fetched, but I'm saying if John Jones and Adesanya fight popped up, and Dana White said, okay, we're gonna make this, you know, for the interim light heavyweight title, man, that should have do crazy numbers. John Jones and Adesanya is the only two individuals in the UFC right now that can compete with Errol Spence and Danny Garcia. Easily. Easily, y'all. Both of these guys are built the same. They have long range striking. They use their legs to attack along with their every facet of the arms, their hands, elbows, spinning technique, all that. Both of them have extremely high cage IQ, and they're respected. Both of them are really undefeated. John Jones, he has one blemish, but that's for DQ. No one's never beat him. No one has never beaten Adesanya in the cage. You know what I mean? So if Dana was to put that fight together, which he won't, that will compete. Seriously. Like a carbon fiber clutch, goddammit. That shit will compete with Errol Spence and Danny Garcia. I'm not saying it'll do more numbers. I'm just saying it will absolutely have people thinking. Now, from what I heard, y'all, is the fact that Danny Garcia and Mikey, I'm talking about Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence, and Errol Spence and Danny Garcia may indeed be with the live gate. You know what I'm saying? Danny Garcia and Errol Spence may indeed be with the live gate. Do you know what that means? They're going to allocate a certain amount of seats, and the prices will probably be a higher tenure that you will have to come out, but just to be at that fight and see Danny Garcia and Errol Spence will be awesome. That'd be awesome to get back in the groove. You have to come out the pocket a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? But that would be absolutely awesome, man. If indeed this live gate is true to form and it has validity, it has merit to it, great. Matter of fact, while you talking, you know me, I'm always behind the scenes trying to do some shit. Let me check out this comment right quick. Let me see this. See if I. Okay, nothing yet. But you know what I'm trying to do with that fight. Believe me, shouty. I'm reconning right now for that Errol Spence Danny Garcia fight. Think I'm not? King Mitch said Tank vs. Leo, the Alamo Dome in San Antonio with fans in attendance. Showtime trying to get that money. Why not, man? When one boss make a move, the other boss have to goddamn make a different move. If you're not the first to do it, you gotta make sure that the way you did it, you can continue to improve upon that. Seriously, if one boss make a move, the next, okay, cool, make your move. Who's gonna be able to, gain some type of advantage by making those moves, man? It has to be done smartly. They ain't getting paid the big monies for nothing. Tone said, that's the only fight that can compete with Danny Garcia versus Errol Spence. That is the only fight out of the UFC that can compete with them. Nobody else in the UFC has a bigger. First of all, you have to have some type of controversy behind you. You know what I'm saying? Just like Conor McGregor did with Khabib. But, coming up out of there with 2 championships, he was able to take to social media, and that's why him and Floyd was able to make millions, because they didn't like each other when it came down to, Conor saying he was going to come over here from the UFC and do this, that, and the other, be disrespectful. But Floyd allowed him to do it because he got paid handsomely. But the only 2 names right now that has a history and absolutely dislike each other, but are 2 lethal, long-range, highly skilled combat practitioners, I'm talking about from IQ, everything, is John Jones and Israel Adesanya. No one else in that organization of 500 plus fighters can compete with Errol Spence and Danny Garcia. They was to put a PPV around the same date in November for those 2. No one else could do it. It would have to be a super fight, and then it would have to be a championship fight on the co-main event. It will have to be some heavy names on there for people to say, okay. And you don't think Dana White is looking at them trying to run this live gate? You better believe it. You better believe it. Dana White is trying to take the lead on a lot of shit. Them trying to bring fans in there, I mean, I'm telling you, they trying to get back to normal because they have some money sitting out here floating. They can't do shit with it until they have a live gate. You know what I'm saying? Just like Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fight. They trying to, make some negotiations in that perspective too. What do you think wins between Gaethje and Khabib? Good question, man. Good question. It's tough. Just to dichotomize it quantitatively, percentage-wise, it seems like a 50-50 fight. Who do I think is a more smarter striker? Khabib Nurmagomedov. Who do I believe is the better striker with their hands and kicks? Justin Gaethje. Who has the more diesel and the killer tenaciousness, the stalking ability to break down their opponent? From what I've seen, Khabib. And I just think that's going to play a big role in this whole fight, because if he's able to get Justin Gaethje down, I'm just curious if he's able to hold him. I'm just curious to know if he's going to be able to hold Justin Gaethje. A lot of us haven't seen Justin Gaethje's ground game, if he even has one. No one really seen him work off his back like that against a tyrant. Khabib Nurmagomedov is a ground tyrant. He is a motherfucking badger on the ground. He doesn't quit. I have to give the edge to Khabib. As much as I want to go with the fighter I like, I just can't say, well, I'm going with the fighter I like. I like Gaethje in this one. But when it comes to the all-around predatorial stalking, it just have to be Khabib Nurmagomedov, man. Like, Khabib is an absolute savage when he's on the hunt, man, to get in on your hips and level change and take you to the canvas. He allows you no space. You're busy just trying to get your legs back. Khabib freaking confiscates your legs like they're an illegal freaking limb or component to your body. So he's going to freaking put them in the chain of custody. He's going to remove them from your physical mechanics. So now you have to just work with your hands and your upper body. And at that time, once he get up on your hips with your legs extended, he's punching you in the face. What happens when a person get punched in the face? They turn to a side to basically defend that. By that time, you have turned to the side in which Khabib wants you to turn. It's usually your right side. Because a lot of these Sambo guys, they have strong sides that they want to push their opponent to because they're used to doing the same thing over and over again. So they restrict the far right hand and they'll punch you with their left. So the hand that you want to post up with, you have to lay all the way down on your side, which is a no-no in jiu-jitsu. And you have to sit up here and find a way to first retrieve your right hand. Second, make sure you don't receive too much damage from Khabib punching you in the face with his left hand. And then use the only free hand that you got to improve your position. Whether you're throwing elbows, punches, creating space to move your hips out, you can get out. I've seen it. If you stay active with Khabib, you can get out. You can shrimp out. You can adjust your hips, advance, post up with one leg, and then you can make it to the standing position, and you can do it. It's gonna take a lot. It's gonna exhaust you. But the only thing you have to do once you reset is make sure you don't end up in the same place again. Because that's what's going to happen if you are not fully gassed up for the trip. That's how Khabib breaks down his opponent, man. He is absolutely a savage when it comes to getting his opponents in a less dominant position and going to work on him or work on them to break them down and soften them up for a submission, wherever that submission may come from. And his submissions are tight. His submissions are tight. Leo gonna have a lot of Mexican support in San Antonio. Cool. But check this out. There's only so many people that's gonna be able to fit in there, Mitch. You're absolutely right. He's gonna have a lot of Mexican support. All right, but that's the gate. And for whoever choose to freaking purchase the PPV. But then you have to look at this also. How many of those Mexican people are going to be tuned in to support Leo Santa Cruz? I'm not saying the UFC is going to exceed the numbers of the fight between Gervonta Davis and Santa Cruz. But what I'm trying to say is, I believe some of those individuals that would have basically tuned in to a Davis Cruz, if the UFC wouldn't be putting on a fight, they may take a peek over the UFC on that night. Because this is a huge fight. This is bigger than what people giving it credit for. A lot of people can't even speak on Justin Gaethje and Khabib because they don't see them as popular fighters, and they are. In the MMA community, they're huge freaking fighters, y'all. These motherfuckers are huge fighters, man. Real talk. They are a big fucking deal, man. Khabib, he wants to be a legend. He wants to be considered the top pound for pound guy ever in the UFC. And if he defends this title against Justin Gaethje, In boxing, they would look at it like, oh, he lost already, twice already. See, that's the difference in mixed martial arts, though. Mixed martial arts, you can have that combat fight. You know how you have that combat fight like J-Rock had against Jay Hurd after being dropped, after being stopped by Maul Charlo, right? Yeah, that comeback fight. See, boxing, in a sense, they'll say, well, we're going to wait to see how he looks against his next opponent to kind of gauge on whether we want to support him wholeheartedly because of the way he got knocked out, even though he's unified champ now. In mixed martial arts, it's not, they don't take it to the extreme. Justin Gaethje freaking lost, but even in his loss, people's like, God damn it, Justin Gaethje, you gave us everything. You went out on your shield. We love that shit. God damn it, we love that shit, Justin. You had more people supporting this cat for being an all-out motherfucking killer. Justin Gaethje is a motherfucking killer, dog. Outside the cage, he wear glasses and shit. Man, don't you fuck around and walk up on this dude and talk about run it. Run all of it. He can say, dude, run what? I already went to train earlier. Now run your pockets, nigga. And before you know it, you're going to find yourself in a hurt, severe pain. In Japan, they say, itai, going inside. You're going to be in some pain, man. I'm telling you. They look at it different. Justin Gaethje lost those 2 fights against Dustin Poirier and Eddie Alvarez. People was like, God damn, you a tough son of a bitch. We got you. Not in boxing. Boxing, your ass lose. God damn it. I'm tired of Uber. I'm tired of Lyft. I'm tired of pizza delivery, motherfuckers. I'm serious. It's a different language of the community on how they treat you, bro. Rosado First Jacobs headline for the Zone card. Yeah, I saw that. And that's why you haven't heard me speak on it. Because, listen, if I do see people that'll make 5 videos in a day and they'll speak on shit like that, right? And, just if you get 200, 300 views, to them it's okay. But me, why am I going to speak on Rosado versus Jacobs and I don't have nothing good to say? Like, I'm not here to really dog out fighters I respect. Like, I respect those 2 fighters, but them fighting, what is the value? What is the end state of these 2 guys fighting? You trying to tell me, Jacobs, after you came off a fight with Canelo, this is the best that you could do in moving up? That's the best the Zone has to offer? Are we getting the Gabriel Rosado off the movie? Which one are we getting? I'm serious. Like, what the fuck are we getting? It is a damn shame, man. That's why it never heard me talk too much about Daniel Jacobs. The best part of Daniel Jacobs' career was pulling up on Charlo in the hallway. Oh, I showed up at the right time. See, that shit right there, if they would have made something of it instead of talking about money, which I thought was really a feminine move to me. Because the real niggas I know, they don't talk about the money. You just see it periodically. You just see what they riding in. You see what they doing. You get vouched from other people, to tell you shit. But when you talking about you ain't making M's, that's the reason why you don't want to fight nobody. So what about his fucking skill set? You don't want to entertain that? If it's about the M's, right? So you don't want to give the man a shot? If it's about the M's? I mean, because I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. They walked up in the hallway and I'm like, oh shit, this might happen finally. Oh, okay, cool. Nothing never happened, people. Nothing ever happened. And he want to talk about I'm making M's. So for me, that's all Daniel Jacobs want to talk about. So fuck it. Go ahead and continue to make your M's, man. And I know you're a good guy. You know what I'm saying? I know Daniel Jacobs is a good guy, but sometimes this ain't all about being good. It's all about you at the level that you at right now. Fight somebody that's a quality fighter. God damn it! Don't just say, okay, I fought Canelo Alvarez and lost, and now I can fight freaking Bubblicious. Fuck that. And this shit is crazy. Let me check the other schedule. So let me check this card out, right? So the fight card was supposed to be Juan Heraldez versus Regis Prograis, 24-1. Heraldez 16-0. Okay, pretty decent record. Leo Santa Cruz 37-1. We already know who he lost to. Mario Barrios versus Ryan Call. Barrios 25-0, obviously. This is a junior welterweight versus Ryan Call. And then, of course, Diego Magnolino versus Isaac Cruz Gonzalez. Magnolino 32-3. Against Isaac Cruz Gonzalez 13-1-1. Contending in the lightweight division. Yeah, but I can tell you like this, like the odds of these matchups, it's too many of these matchups that people are leaning 95 to 100% that the ones that's supposed to win, they're gonna win. You know what I'm saying? There's too lopsided. There's not enough equity in there for people to just say, okay, this Wall Street, the stock is this. Okay, let me go this way right here. It's not that way, man. They have too many easy matchups on there where people believe wholeheartedly that it's okay for them to bet, 85% this way, 90% this way. Yeah. Mitch said Jacobs is on some bougie hoe shit. Damn, he goddamn said he on some bougie hoe shit, y'all. Yeah, I'm back. I'm trying to wait on this freaking email from someone important about an upcoming fight. I'm trying to shoot from ringside. I'm trying to shoot a fight from ringside. That should be epic. I'm trying to shoot. I hope they let me shoot it, man. I already got one no, because they have their own people. And I tell them, I know you have your own people, but I want these shots for myself so I can write an article on them, use my own pictures, and just for the media side of the house, of lensing, to lens the shit. That's all. Damn. We'll see, man. Isaac Cruz Gonzalez can fight. I seen him on Showbox. Listen. Isaac Cruz can fight, and so can Diego Magnolino too. You're right. Isaac Cruz can fight. Isaac Cruz Gonzalez can fight. But so can Diego Magnolino. And the only one, the last fighter that has stopped Diego Magnolino or gave him serious issues was Teofimo Lopez. I was at that fight. I was actually ringside. Teixeira called out Jermell Charlo a little kid and said he ended his career. Yeah, he said a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? He want to basically say, okay, well, if they want to make the fight, from my understanding, he has Castanano, Castano or Castanano, however you pronounce it. Will that unification about Trump is mandatory, and if they're able to make that fight. I know Teixeira said, he'll end his career or whatever the case may be. I find that hard to believe, but I would definitely like to see them fight for undisputed, real talk, because it seems like every other division outside of lightweight division isn't nowhere close to unifying division. So if we can get Patrick Teixeira to talk it up enough and get a response from what's his name? Damn. Mel Charlo, then it will be on point, man. It'll be at the right time. You know what I'm saying? It'll probably happen sometime at the end. I doubt it'll happen at the end of the year. It'll probably happen at the beginning of 2021. But just the fact that the potential is there for us to bridge that gap and make this unification, it'll be great, man. It'll be solid. I would appreciate that a whole hell of a lot. I'm not going to lie to you. I would appreciate that a whole hell of a lot. Seeing Jermell Charlo go in there and fight for the undisputed against Patrick Teixeira, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Because you know what that's going to mean. Right when Jermell Charlo unified the junior middleweight, I would be hard pressed not to see him move up to 160. And then, since him and his brother's not going to fight each other, it's not like they haven't fought in the same division before. That division is everywhere. His brother ain't nowhere close to unifying the damn division. So move up Jermell Charlo and fight one of them other champions up there. Now, I think that'll be a good ass fucking deal. It'll put them back where they used to be. You know what I'm saying? And make Jamal want to say, okay, who you gonna fight in it? You gonna fight another champion? If not, move up to 168 and try to get another freaking belt. Let Maul Charlo take care of that. Let motherfucking Terrence Crawford attempt to move up. Let Errol Spence move up in the near future if he's able to freaking unify the 47-pound division. It's a lot of people from welterweight that can move up. Even Sean Porter been talking that shit, calling out Jermell Charlo. That'll be a good fight in my opinion. That'll be a real good fight. I mean, Sean Porter used to fight at a heavyweight in the AMs anyway. Period. Even Errol Spence came in this bitch and he was fighting 154. And then I think on his third or fourth fight, he dropped down to 47, and that's where he's been at most of his career. But man, it's a lot of transitions. I even heard that, Teofimo Lopez defeats Lomachenko, man. He's the mandatory for Jose Ramirez. They giving him an immediate title shot at 140. Now I'm looking at that shit like, yeah, go take that shit. Go take that motherfucking. If the door is wide open for you to go up here and come off a $2 million payday, move up to fight Jose Ramirez, at that time in 2021, you might have a live gate, and also potentially your paycheck will be higher than you ever can imagine. Coming up there as a champion, hell yeah. Take your ass up there to 140. This is according to what they got going on between yeah. Golden Boy ain't having it. Yeah, yeah. They know that's the end of that nigga right there. You know, he can call. He can call. Look, to take a hit at their brand. Yeah, that's cool. It's easy work to do that, man. I mean, you don't even have to put too much effort into that. Lines only. Okay, little kidding, pound puppy. You know what I'm saying? Chihuahua or Yorkie Terrier. Yeah, there's just too many shit to do when it comes to goddamn dogs, felines, and all that shit. The only top welterweight I don't see moving up to 54 is Keith Thurman. I don't know, man, because the way boxing is right now with these guys searching for money fights, the money fights, if you have established yourself in the lower division, and most of the big names are going to be absquatulating to another division, Keith Thurman may want to, grab a hold of his train ticket and jump off at the next damn stop. Because Keith Thurman, he can go up there and freaking fight at 154. Who I would like to go up there and just, it don't seem like he's gonna be able to fight for the unified titles anytime soon at 47. I wish I can see Terrence Crawford just move up to 54 and fight Jermell Charlo. That'll be a huge fight. It'll be the biggest money fight of his career. While Errol Spence trying to figure out after fighting freaking Porter, that's gonna take another 6 months to get out. Take time off from this fight with Danny, according to how much punishment he get, and then jump back into training camp 8-10 weeks. And then, go in there and fight Sean Porter if he's going to fight the winner of Danny Garcia. I mean, it's just too much. If I was Terrence Crawford, I would say, fuck it, man. I'm a 3-division champion, undisputed. Man, let me say, fuck this welterweight division. I'll come back down this bitch. Let me go up here and try to fight Jermell. But that ain't going to happen because politics going to take over. At the end of the day, Terrence Crawford still with Top Rank, and Jermell Charlo is still with PBC, Al Heyman. I mean, it's good for banter, but it ain't going no further than this, y'all. It's not going any further than this. But check this out though, the 35 division, it has a lot of heavy hitters, man. A lot of heavy hitters that's gonna be moving up to 40. Boxing is going to become real interesting from the end of this year to all of 2021. You still got Shakur Stevenson out there on the hunt. Shakur Stevenson is going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. You still got the 35 pound division. According to who wins this freaking unification. If he moves up right away, because he's getting a gift, and he want to get acclimated as now a 140 pounder, where Teofimo Lopez is going to get off those belts. That's going to open up a lot of championships there and give guys the opportunity to become world champion. That's a positive thing, right? And then you have Ramirez and whoever talking about they want to move up to welterweight. And he want to face Crawford. Crawford would give him the business, in my opinion. Seriously. Crawford would give Jose Ramirez the business. Serious. It's good to go there and get that first fight as a championship fight. The same thing Crawford did against Jeff Horn. But I don't see him winning that fight. I don't see Jose Ramirez beating Crawford. I think Crawford really should take a look at how long he's going to be waiting around. And if indeed, let's just say, for instance, there's 2 ways that Crawford can make a big paycheck to lead him to the undisputed. Is the fact that if indeed Manny Pacquiao and Mikey Garcia is fighting for that WBA super title, he gets the winner of that. If he's able to get the winner of that and he go out and defeat Mikey Garcia, you still have an opportunity to go in there 2-2 with Errol Spence. Now, if by chance Errol Spence get the winner of Manny Pacquiao, Mikey Garcia, I'm saying to myself like, fuck it, man. It's not even worth him waiting to fight Errol Spence when he's gonna be the D side. He gonna be the E side, the F side. God damn it. Errol's gonna be the A side, but Terrence Crawford's gonna be the FNOPQR. You trying to tell me the WBC, IBF, and the WBA title holder? He's not gonna goddamn make all the motherfucking calls? I mean, this is what you've been waiting for in 2021 to come over here and get paid little money? I mean, you ain't gonna have shit but the WBO, which sits to the far right of the sanctioning bodies hierarchy. Oh my God, man. I'm telling you, man, Bud. If I was, man, I'm telling you, if I just had to tell him, man, try your hand at 54, bro. I would have tried to goddamn go out there and take that title from Patrick Teixeira. Somebody. Fuck what you heard. Get that. And I told you in that live a long time ago, I said they will put Mikey Garcia in a title contention. That's what he's going to do. They're trying to get him a 5th division, and they will do that. They will do that. And this is it. If Manny Pacquiao and Mikey Garcia fight. But I'm telling you like this. I believe Manny Pacquiao can defeat Mikey Garcia. I do. If it happened or not, I don't know. But I truly feel that Manny Pacquiao can defeat Mikey Garcia if we get the same Manny Pacquiao who fought Keith Thurman. That's just my take, people. I don't see any 140s being anything special at welterweight. I don't either, man. I don't either. Nope. But they better hurry up and kind of figure out what they got going on at 140, because there's gonna be some people that's coming up there. And once Taylor and Ramirez freaking fragment those titles, there's gonna be a lot of people popping up there to pick one of them up. Seriously. And one's gonna be there already is Teofimo Lopez. I would be hard. Look, it would be so dynamic if he gets a shot at the unified titles. That shit would be incredible. If he leaves the 35-pound division unified and have a championship fight for the unified titles, which places him on the pole, you know, to fight another person that's a champion to unify the 140 division. I mean, his career is going to be unfucking believable in the first freaking divisions he ever won a title in. It's going to be unfreaking believable if he's able to pull this off. Yeah, Pac. SB90 said Pac holding shit up. Yeah, Pac holding that shit up because they're giving him passes, dog. Pac, they give that motherfucker the real deal. Super duper. Discount Pac. Special privileges. All that shit, man. He got the VIP to the VIP Platinum P exclusive IP. Super Black VIP. Infinity P. Nobody, man. They allow Manny Pacquiao to walk around like he is the motherfucking emperor. SB9 says WCS Crawford gonna be fucking declining when Errol's ready. Yeah, man. Unfortunately, I don't even speak on it no more. You know, I mean, I really don't speak on them two fighting anymore. It's just unfortunately that it's such a thick canopy that's blocking these two from meeting up. And what's up underneath that cloud is just too much to see any type of sunshine in the future between these two anytime soon. I mean, you're talking Errol Spence coming back with Danny Garcia and then turn around. Sean Porter may be next. Man, that's just a slap in the face right now. That's just like, fuck you. We ain't worried about you, Crawford. And then that's when I was telling people, I was like, man, don't worry about these fucking phone calls. These motherfuckers can talk on goddamn IG, Twitter, on the phone all day long. But if they're not walking into the damn, making calls to the right office and say, this is what I want by this time, then what does it fucking matter? It don't matter. It don't freaking matter, yo. Yeah, Crawford stops Ramirez. Hell yeah. Postal fought him bravely, man. Postal fought him the correct way. That was a very damn good fight, man. I was happy the way Postal looked that fight. I was happy, man. $65-35 for Spence. Is that worth Crawford waiting all this time for a 65-35? Is it? I'm just curious. You wait damn near umpteen amount of years. Well, is it worth 35? Well, I'll tell you, look at it this way. By the time they do fight, man, it will be a gate by then, y'all. It will be a gate. It will absolutely be a gate. Pac-Man is privileged for sure. He earned it though. I'd rather see him unify. Yeah. Unify instead of giving Mike a shot, man. I agree, man. I'd rather him face Terrence Crawford, man. Seriously, I'd rather him face Terrence Crawford. Real talk. Face Terrence Crawford, man. And so we can kind of even this PPV so you and Errol Spence can make the most money possible. Because now with Terrence Crawford with 2 belts, it was set up the clash, the showdown, even that much more to the boxing fans. And of course they will have a live gate by then, and the stage will be set. You know what I'm saying? We've been trying to set the stage forever and a day, but motherfuckers like shit. They didn't want to open the curtains on this bitch. They didn't want to open the curtains on this fight, man. They was just playing around and shit like it was high school. Running behind the curtains, wrapping yourself inside the curtains and shit like you doing something. Nah, this fight's been talked about too much. It's nothing else. They can meet right now on social media and say, oh, we're going to fight next year. And then people start talking about it again, but they won't have the same buzz because we already know what's going on. We already know what Errol Spence is going to do. That situation sums up what's wrong with boxing. True words, man. It's a lot that's wrong with boxing. And, too many people don't want to even talk about it. Too many people don't want to talk about it. How can Gervonta Davis, he's supposed to be, quote unquote, the cash cow for TMT. And he's beneath one of the best to ever do it. But yet the UFC, I mean, isn't it the same trick Floyd attempted to do? You know what I'm saying? Put his fight with Canelo and Gennady. His fight with Conor McGregor. I mean, hey, what goes around comes around, man. Like, isn't that supposed to be his guy? And he's not a big enough name to basically have people tune in. Him and Leo Santa Cruz isn't a big enough name for just one champion, Khabib. He's a single division champion. Come on already. A single division champion and a guy who's fighting him is challenging. This is not 2 guys with titles. You're trying to tell me both of y'all are title holders in 2 different divisions and you're not able to be comfortable and basically saying, let's keep that date PPV wise and be good. Nah, man, that shit right there, mixed martial arts, the scope of it has changed, man. It's a lot that's popping off with these fighters and the way the MMA community treat their fighters. Boxing need to learn from this shit because they be dogging the fuck out of fighters, man. MMA, you can have 3 losses in a row and people sit up here and still want to see you fight. This is going to be the one that he gets out of that slump. This is going to be the one he gets out of this slump. Yeah, this is it. Don't worry about it. We're supporting you. I mean, hey. I tell people, just look at it this way. Mitch, SB90. Check this out. This is crazy, isn't it? This is how far apart mixed martial arts is compared to boxing. Boxing, in a sense, right? You got Deontay Wilder, who's heavyweight champion, right? 6'7". He defends his title for over 5.5 years. WBC champion, right? He held 1 belt. Now, in mixed martial arts, Jon Jones held 1 belt. Thus far, he hasn't won a belt in another division. Holds 1 belt. Now, the one thing Deontay Wilder did was basically fight for the people and damn near knock out everybody he stepped in there with, right? Jon Jones is positive for drugs, peds, cocaine, hit and run. He was called out in the curfew. That was the same police had pulled him over before. They charged him with a misdemeanor, DWI. He was able to get out of it, and also discharging a weapon, which I'm not sure what happened with that. But anyway, he did all this stuff. But yet, when he came back to mixed martial arts, people still cheered him. He's black. Deontay's black. Different sports. Why the fuck they don't get the same love? Because people, when Jon Jones was headed back to coming off his suspension to fight DC, people was cheering freaking Jon Jones and booing DC. It don't matter who Jon Jones fight. They love him. It doesn't matter who he fights. They love Jon Jones. When he gets put on suspension, people want to know when he's coming back. When Jon Jones coming back off suspension? We want to see him fight. Different environmental combat sports enthusiasts, man. Because I can tell you, Deontay Wilder was to basically reciprocate what Jon Jones' criminality has been. They will try everything possible to ostracize this man out of the sport of boxing forever. Forever. See, the one thing that separates Jon Jones is the sport he's competing in. That's all. That's what separates Jon Jones. He's done way worse than Deontay Wilder could ever imagine. Hitting a girl on the butt, some sexual assault shit. All that shit, man. All of it. Public record. Happened to pay over $200,000 in fine to be able to come back to the sport. $200,000 to him. Hey, man, it probably wasn't that much, but still, it's $200,000 he ain't getting back. Can you imagine Deontay Wilder doing that shit? No cap. Like, seriously. Can you imagine Deontay Wilder getting all that criminal trouble and being accepted back in the sport? Not only, check this out, everyone who's tuning in, not only accepted back in the sport, but when you return to the sport, you get a title shot. Yeah, I said it. He returned to the sport and get a title shot. You think boxing would have allotted Deontay Wilder to get a title shot upon his return? I'm telling you, boxing is a different beast, man. Boxing is a different beast, man. I like Micah, but he was blasted by Spence and underwhelming versus Vargas. even with the knockdown. Khabib's the man, though. He shared the cage with the most popular fighter in the UFC history, McGregor. Plus, this is a return fight after his father's death. I would compete with that either. Yeah, man. This is a big deal, man. His father meant everything. His father raised him up from the wickedest of freaking adolescence, y'all. Teaching him, wrestling with bears and shit, man. They had a different lifestyle over there, man. And I don't know. I don't, a lot of me, people gonna say I don't know how he's gonna be and all that, man. Khabib is he's cut different, man. His dad built him up a different way. I remember when his dad first got sick, I didn't think he was gonna die though. I think it was just COVID. I thought he was sick and it'll be just like usual. But damn, man, his pops passed, dog. I was like, shit, I can't believe the Nurmagomedov is passed. Not then. Oh boy, couldn't believe that shit. Meanwhile, Proper 12 sponsoring PBC cars. I seen that, man. I was like, damn, Proper 12. I heard people say it's good. I heard people say it's bad. You know what I'm saying? I can't sit up here and dog on shit I ain't tasted. I'm not a whiskey person, but that's just another thing that Conor's been able to benefit from. Conor being a 2-division champion, Irish, they picked the perfect one for that brand. They picked the perfect one because, from my understanding, Conor actually drinks it. And I know he's getting paid pretty damn good from Proper 12. And he was one of the front runners who brought Proper 12 on the scene of notoriety. Like, people really started to purchase Proper 12 because of Conor McGregor. And now I see it. Proper 12, light tasting, on an empty stomach, get fucked up. And once again, we like to thank Proper 12 whiskey. Sip at your discretion. On an empty stomach, get fucked up. Proper 12 whiskey, the light and tingly sensation that we give you from the best whiskey around. Proper 12. No cup needed. Drink it out the bottle. Proper 12 whiskey. The highlight of the night. I mean, come on, man. Goddamn Jimmy Lennon was saying that shit forever and a day, man. Hello. Good evening, everyone. We bring you Proper 12 whiskey. If you don't already have a cup, grab one off the floor so we can give you complimentary Proper whiskey, Proper 12 whiskey. So you can drink to your heart's content. But after the first shot, you have to pay a cool $65 for the bottle. Nope. I ain't mad at Proper 12. Get in how you fit in, especially during the damn pandemic. Proper 12 is the best liquid gold in the world. You drunk it? You drunk some Proper 12, bro? Okay. I'm not a whiskey person like that at all, man. Hell no. I'm going to leave Proper 12 alone. I'm going to leave that shit alone. That's not something. I don't drink like that anyway, so. If somebody goddamn had it on the motherfucking. I walked in Hooters for some wings and shit. They say, hey, you want to try this Proper 12? This free shots? I said, all right, cool. All right, cool, man. I'll take that shit, man. Give me a shot. I ain't got shit else to do. Oh, yeah, it is what they say. Proper 12, the best liquid gold in the world. Yeah. I like that, though. Whoever made that shit, the liquid gold. I mean, hey, whoever made that shit, man, their advertisement team or whatever, they did their damn job on that. I like that shit. Proper 12, the best liquid gold in the world. brought to you by the one and only Jimin Lennon Jr. Good evening, fight fans. We welcome you to a 12 round. First of all, we're going to have a sip of proper 12 whiskey throughout the auditorium. No fighting, no stealing, no grabbing. The waitress will be around to pour your shot of proper 12. The best liquid gold in the world. Welcome back. Now you promote proper 12. Hell no, I ain't not promoting that. I mean, look, when you talk about Showtime, man, they was able to freaking. I listened to that shit. They got annoying too. I was like, damn, proper 12. How much did you pay them to say that shit that much? Damn. Because you know what the connoisseurs do, like the makers. They feel that any way, shape, or form, man, at a time like this, you're gonna buy something to drink. Seriously, you're gonna buy something to drink. I appreciate it, man. Friends, say. I wonder where the Lakers at. Hold on. Lakers not playing today, are they? You must have been talking in past tense. When does the playoff even start? I haven't even been paying attention. I thought that liquid gold was breastfeeding milk. I thought the Miami Heat is the next, so it's gonna be the Lakers and the Heat in the finals. I can already see where this is going. I don't think they're gonna deny AD his championship, his first championship. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think AD gonna go off. The unibrow, everything. That nigga going off. I know it's the finals, but are they playing already or not? When is the first game? When's the first game of the finals? It's not tonight, is it? I don't see that shit nowhere. It can't be tonight. I'm not even gonna answer stupid. What? Hell no. What the fuck? ABC, man. What Where you at, shawty? Where you at? 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 Hell no, I'm tripping. Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh my god, man. I'm not even gonna tell you what that shit stands for, man. Wow. Okay, I got you. Damn. That's crazy. Motherfucking playoffs on that. Hey, neither one of my teams on there. I'm going for the Lakers though. Shit. That's all I'm saying. But I didn't even know that shit. That's how much I was following basketball in the bubble. That's how much I was following that shit. I wasn't. AD has over 30 points already, man. He won't be the nod this year. That's a perfect championship for AD to get a chip this year. Um, um, Kuzman, yeah. I'm glad he might get his chip too. I wish Alonzo Ball was still on there, but his dad say he's getting a chip, but unfortunately he ain't on the team no more. So damn, all he had to do was just wait a little bit longer. But they traded his ass. Dang. I don't see it on YouTube. I looked. I'll just go over there to ESPN. But since this game on, man, I'm gonna have to step off and goddamn watch this game for real. Oh, it's 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. God damn it. Shit, I'm not even reading the comments and shit. People telling me, man, it's 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That ain't enough time to do shit. I appreciate the info though. ESPN, YouTube. Man, let me try to find this shit on YouTube. Where this shit at on YouTube? But people, that's all I got today, man. I'm gonna jump off and I'll be back a different time though. Throughout the week, you know what it is, man. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. Salute to everyone who stopped through in the live chat and continue to support the channel, man. It's much appreciated. I'm out.